Varun Chakravarti broke the back of that South African middle order. He didn't allow South Africa to do what India did with their middle order.
Absolutely, and that's the interesting thing, that once he got that wicket, those two crucial strikes.
Markram and Ferreira.
Ferreira, 12.3, I think, 12.2 and 12.3, 13th over the second and third balls. I think that broke their back because, Ferreira looked completely clueless against him. Didn't look as if he would get the ball at all. And I think that's what Varun Chakravarti does so successfully, that he's got hit before that. He's got hit before that, but he has the ability to come back. He seems unfazed, has the ability to come back and still get wickets. And I think that's a big thing. Bumrah bowled 5 wides, if you remember. Still ended up in 17. And yet, so great bowlers, and these two guys know that the responsibility is on them. If they don't get wickets, India doesn't win.
36 T20 international wickets for Varun Chakravarti in this calendar year, second highest by an Indian. That's after Bhuvi and Arshdeep. Is there a law, sir, where you're not allowed to read Varun Chakravarti?
I know we were discussing that.
He said that in the lounge.
He said that.
Yeah, his wrong gun is a little more difficult to pick. So there's been a big debate, just as there was a debate when Kumble was bowling. Do we just play him as an incoming bowler? And if it leaves you too bad? Similarly with Varun Chakravarti, he's got the leg break, by the way. We didn't see much of it today, but he's got the leg break. But he gets that bounce. And the googly, the length is perfect. I was telling the other day when Polly was here as well, I saw this little clip where the googly comes from here rather than from here. When the googly is here, it's very easy to read, right? It's just coming back of the hand. You can easily read it. The test always is of a googly bowler. When you're watching at home, you have to read the googly because you're seeing the camera from behind. You see the palm from behind, it's a googly. The batter finds it difficult, but at home, it's far easier to read the googly. Whereas Varun's, it's sort of pointing towards cover. That's what the video footage that I saw suggested. So he's a little more difficult to pick, but I still think when in doubt, bats would probably play him as sort of in-swing ball
coming in.
I wonder why it's not a default setting to play him as someone
because
who
he bowls the other one as well. He's a clever bowler.
If you play inside the line, what's the worst that'll happen? You'll miss the ball, right?
If you're Varun Chakravarti, you're thinking, if I'm batting against me, what would I bat as? And then how do I overcome? So he's got the ball that goes straight through. He's got variations in pace. He gets bounced because of the overspin. And he does bowl the odd leg break.
See, I'll tell you one more thing. It's when we think of it theoretically, okay, it's really easy for us to think that let me play within the length. The worst that can happen is if he's got more deviation, he can edge it. The truth is, once you're going to play, muscle memory takes over. You don't think that much, okay, where the ball's going. So you instinctively go for where you think. And if he's bowled even 1 or 2 leg breaks and given you that sense that the ball can go away, you're going to play for that. You're not sure whether it'll come in or not. So a lot of it is it's also training your muscle memory to say, okay, where's my bat going to go? Because you're not going to think, okay, here's my bat, I'm watching the ball. You don't have, you're taking those decisions on the fly. And I think Varun is a master of that. Secondly, between batters and bowlers, there's this arms race. Every time a bowler comes out with a new ball, the batter will say, okay, I've seen him in the nets. This is what he does. So he discovers it. Every year, Varun goes back, okay, and does 3-4 months work and comes up with a couple of new deliveries. And they're not totally new deliveries. Right. There's a variation, okay. I'm going to do a variation on my googly. I'm going to do a slight change on my slider. And just do things like that which just make it that little bit more uncomfortable. And that's what he does so successfully. If you look at the history of what he's been talking about in his interviews, you'll see he says, oh, I went back and I worked on 2-3 other balls. That's why you get 35, 36 wickets.